Hey there, and welcome to HisTime365. I'm so glad you're here for day 100 of our 365-day journey through the Bible. Today, we'll look at 2 Kings 10 through 13, and I'll walk you through what happens, what it means, and why it matters. I'll share a summary and some insights to help you see the big picture and connect with the heart of the scripture. During your quiet time, I encourage you to read today's lesson in a Bible translation that speaks to you best. Now, grab a quiet moment, take a deep breath, and let's spend a few minutes giving God His time. The Rise and Fall of Kings, a lesson in leadership. Ever wondered what happens when power is abused? The chapters of 2 Kings 10 through 13 take us through a tumultuous time in Israel's history, showcasing the highs and lows of leadership, the impact of choices, and the consequences of straying from God's path. In 2 Kings 10, we meet Jehu, anointed king of Israel by a prophet sent by Elisha. Jehu's mission is clear: eliminate the house of Ahab and restore the worship of the Lord. Driven by zeal, Jehu wastes no time. He rides into Jezreel and confronts Queen Jezebel, who defiantly mocks him from her palace. But Jehu, filled with purpose, orders her thrown from the window. Her life comes to an end, marking the end of Ahab's reign and the idolatry that came with it. 2 Kings 9:33. After securing his position, Jehu sets out to eradicate the worship of Baal. He cunningly invites all Baal's prophets to a grand sacrifice. But this isn't a feast, it's a trap. Once all the Baal worshippers gather, Jehu commands his guards to put them to an end. His actions lead to a significant turning point, as he effectively purges Israel of the idol worship that had plagued it. Thus, Jehu defeated Baal out of Israel. 2 Kings 10:28. However, Jehu's zeal has limits. While he eliminates Baal worship, he continues with the sins of Jeroboam by allowing the golden calves in Bethel and Dan to remain. This half-heartedness costs him dearly. God's judgment looms over the northern kingdom. Jehu's reign illustrates the importance of complete obedience. In our modern lives, how often do we cut corners or settle for partial solutions? Whether it's in our relationships, work, or even our spiritual journey, those golden calves can hinder our true potential. Moving into chapter 11, we encounter Athaliah, the mother of Ahaziah, who seizes power after the loss of her son. She ruthlessly eliminates the royal family, believing she can secure her throne. Yet one child escapes, Joash, hidden away by his aunt Joasheba. This brave act of protection leads to Joash being raised in secrecy, preparing him for a future kingly role. When Joash turns 7, Jehoiada the priest orchestrates a coup against Athaliah. The people rally around Joash, and when the moment comes, the rightful heir is revealed. Athaliah's reign of terror ends in a dramatic confrontation. The people rejoice, and Joash is crowned king. This moment speaks to the power of protection and upbringing. Jehoiada's influence is a reminder of how we can shape future generations, whether through family, mentorship, or community. As Joash begins his reign, he displays a heart for restoration of the temple of God. He recognizes the neglected state of the house of the Lord and rallies the people to contribute for repairs. This act of communal effort shows the importance of coming together for a common cause. In our lives, how often do we see the need for restoration? Whether in our homes, workplaces, or communities, it takes collective effort to bring about change. However, Joash's faithfulness wanes as he grows older. After Jehoiada's death, he falls prey to the influences surrounding him, turning back to idolatry. He even orders the end of Zechariah, the son of Jehoiada, when the prophet confronts him about his sins. This tragic turn of events underscores the reality of leadership, the need for accountability, and the dangers of isolation from wise counsel. We often need people in our lives who can speak truth to us, especially when success can lead to complacency. In chapters 12 and 13, we see the continued cycle of sin and judgment in Israel. Joash reigns for 40 years, during which time he attempts to repair the temple, yet ultimately fails to completely eradicate idol worship. After Joash, we meet Jehoahaz, who inherits a kingdom filled with conflict and despair. His reign is marked by God's anger due to the people's idolatry. Jehoahaz cries out for help, and God responds, sending a deliverer, yet the people remain stuck in their ways. Jehoash, the next king of Israel, follows in his father's footsteps. He battles against the Syrians and seeks help from Elisha, who is near death. Elisha instructs him to shoot an arrow, symbolizing God's victory over Syria. However, when it comes to striking the ground to symbolize the extent of the victory, he only does so 3 times, reflecting a lack of faith and commitment. Elisha, frustrated, tells him that he could have struck down Syria entirely if only he had shown more zeal. This moment is a powerful reminder of how our actions reflect our faith. In our daily lives, do we hold back when we should be going all in? As we wrap up these chapters, we see a clear pattern. Leaders rise and fall, influenced by their choices and the people around them. The legacy they leave is shaped not only by their actions, but also by their willingness to listen to God and seek His guidance. In our own lives, we may not be kings or queens, but we all have influence, whether in our families, workplaces, or communities. The choices we make can lead to restoration or destruction. Let us strive to be leaders who fully commit to following God, ready to uproot our golden calves and work towards a brighter future. How do you think Jehu's partial obedience affected his legacy? What can we learn from Joash's rise and subsequent fall in faith? In what areas of your life do you feel called to pursue restoration? How can we cultivate a community that holds each other accountable in our spiritual journeys? Thanks so much for joining me today for HisTime365. Remember, today's reading is 2 Kings 10 through 13, so be sure to spend some time with those verses during your quiet time. Tomorrow, we'll be diving into 2 Kings 14 through 16, so feel free to read ahead if you like to prepare. If you enjoyed this time together, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell so that you never miss a day on this journey. I'll see you back here tomorrow for day 101. Until then, stay encouraged, and thank you for giving God His time.